Everyone. My name is Ines Orihuela. I'm sales director here at Delfin Amazon Cruises. Thank you so much for joining us today. Here to my right, I have Sharon Del Rosario. She's our sales manager as well. For the ones that don't know me, I'm sales director and I focus mostly on the North American market, but Sharon is here and she oversees the rest of the world. So for all of our UK friends, Aussie friends, Europe, and so on, she's here for you. So together, we're always available to either do these presentations for your teams or to answer any questions that may arise. And today I also have someone especially dear to my heart, Gabby's Orihuela. She's my sister, yes. But most importantly, she's the leader of our sustainability efforts now at Delfin Amazon Cruises. It is really our true honor to have her with her over 35 years of experience in biodiversity, being a biologist, conservation, working back in the 90s in Manu National Park, then later on in Tambopata National Park, then in Venezuela in the rainforest, and then Botanical Garden in the US, returning back home to Peru to do different endeavors, one of them raising awareness to create the first botanical garden in Peru, and so much more. She's the true green person that you would love to meet, someone that really inspires us all with her knowledge and her passion for conservation. So it's been my role model all my life, and I couldn't be happier to have her now with us here at Delfin. She's been my personal advisor. I've always wore the green hat at Delfin, and to have her now officially be on board with us, it's outstanding. So I know I'm a bit biased, but it really is something, yeah, worth mentioning. So, Gabby, hola, welcome on board. And let me go briefly presenting a little bit about us, a quick update so you can keep it fresh, what Delfin has to offer and all. And then we'll go to her presenting about the BioRest program that she has developed. So over here at Delfin Amazon Cruises, we couldn't be happier to have the Amazon as our home. The Amazon, I mean, it encompasses big majority of the South American continent. It goes over 9 different countries. It is born in the Andes of Peru at the very tippy top down there in Arequipa, and then it's going to stream down these rivers and go all the way out to the Atlantic Ocean, right? But for us to get to live it and explore it and really care for it as our home, in the Pacaya Samiria National Reserve, it's a privilege. This is the Jungle of Mirrors, a very unique and special place. And that we're going to be exploring on board our fleet, a fleet of 3 vessels, Delfin 1, Delfin 2, and Delfin 3. We're very proud to have the largest fleet of the smallest vessels. And small is the keyword here. We really make a point on blending in with nature and exploring it in a very quiet and respectful way. This was the vision of Aldo and Lizzie, husband and wife. They're from Lima, they're Peruvian. And this is an extension of their home. You really get to feel that when you stay with us. You really get to see all the details that Lizzie has poured her heart into, from folding a napkin, into how our crew is going to greet with that Peruvian warmth our travelers. You will tell. You'll be able to tell that there's so much true hostess passion there. Aldo comes from over 30 years of investment banking. He is going to be our CEO, our leader that is going to make us strive and give our very best. And so with him being the brain and she being the heart, they really together have, created in these 20 years something extremely unique, special, and above international standards. That's what they always wanted to give our very best of Peru. This is a little bit of our timeline. We started back in '06, so this is a special year for us. 20 years doing this. We were the pioneers. They really took a bet on the Amazon. There was no luxury cruising here before. And when they first started, that's what they wanted to bring, after traveling to Africa, traveling all around the world, they said Peru deserves that spotlight, and they started diligently. Over the years, we have grown our fleet. We have become members of Serendipians. And something that I'm, together with my team, mostly proud of is becoming the very first cruise company to ever join Relais Chateau. Our values couldn't be more aligned with the association, the hospitality, excellence, the culinary, beauty. We were really dedicated to a gastronomic experience, very intertwined with sustainability nowadays, especially, and all from a very authentic point of view, from typically family owned like we are. That's Relais, and that's why we're very happy to be part of it. Woven by nature, crafted for you. This is our promise. This is what we have to offer all throughout the different experiences, and what our travelers are really gonna celebrate. Really makes a point of capturing the beauty of the Amazon and translating it into all these different moments throughout the experience. Now, when it comes to getting to us, of course, our international travelers are going to be coming to Lima. We recommend to go and do Cusco first at the beginning of the itinerary, give it all to the higher elevation, and then come up to us in Iquitos, lower elevation, at the end of their trip. Once they arrive at Iquitos, the experience starts. We're going to be picking them up from the airport and then doing a transfer down to our embarkation port. It has to be said, we just confirmed that our 3 new vehicles for transfers have arrived to Iquitos. So we'll be sharing those pictures soon. And they have been custom made to offer the best transfer experience for that hour and a half ride down to Iquitos, to Nauta, to our embarkation port. From Nauta, they board immediately and they will enter the Pacaya Samiria National Reserve. This is the largest national reserve in the country, the largest flooded protected area in the world. And so here you have the Marañón River up north, the Ucayali down there. They get together, and our embarkation port is strategically located at the delta of the Amazon River. So we get to see its formation when waters are colliding and all. And that's where we start our 3 or 4 night programs, always locked in the National Reserve, where you find the most wildlife and the smallest villages. That's where we want to be, in a remote place. That's our embarkation port, because first impressions do matter. And then let's board. Here's our Delfin 1. Only 4 oversized suites, each one of 680 square feet, all with a private terrace, the 2 lower ones with their own jacuzzis. The Delfin one went through a major renovation last year, in 2025. It came back as, I dare to say, the best, most exclusive and intimate vessel in the Amazon here. With only 4 suites and fully renovated, we've built 2 new rooms. And over here, we're going to be able to offer experiences for either a family charter, group of friends, or individual couples, right? So we have this new lounge together with the bar. So keep it in mind, please, for those that like to have a more exclusive and intimate experience. Delfin one is there with all these little art pieces that Lizzie had curated for us. Now, the Delfin 2, I'm going to be skipping through just because it is chartered by good friends from Lindblad National Geographic. They run their 7-night programs. On board the Delfin 2, they do that year round with natural habitat. So let's focus on the Delfin 3. 22 rooms, 4 different categories, 1 owner suite that is stunning, 600 square feet, 180 views. It does feel like a little loft here. It has the double sink, the spacious shower, and of course that tub with the view for your VIPs. Below it on the first deck, we're going to have the two corner suites where we can place a bed for a third traveler. So that's your family room, let's say. And then on the laterals, both upper suite and then regular suites on the main deck, we're going to have our regular standard suites. Great size. It was redone last year as well, so new bathrooms and all. It's always very well kept and updated. Lizzie's always tweaking things here and there, so you get to feel like you're in a floating boutique hotel, pretty much, going through the Amazon. And that's the beauty about being on board one of our vessels, that you're not anchored in the darkness of the jungle. You're in the light of the river, always seeing something different, either from when you're getting a massage or you're running on the treadmill there. It's always going to be something different. And this wouldn't be possible without the warmth and attention to detail of my absolutely extraordinary crew. Our crew has been with us, many of them from the very beginning, so 20 years and counting. Our travelers really get to celebrate them a lot. Reading comment cards saying, I've been through so many African safaris, and this is the best guide I've ever had, ever in my life. That means a lot to us. And so, yeah, your guests will get to live that. On board, we're going to offer a series of activities, of course, presentations to learn from our naturalists, but also from our chef, and getting to learn about endemic species like our fruits and all over here. Around the year, we always have special departures, so please keep an eye open for those with special guests. When it comes to the culinary experience, we offer a set menu that is personalized for every guest. So we go deeper, not just vegan or vegetarian. We really want to celebrate Peruvian Amazonian food with the, seasonal products, organic products. We work very closely with our producers and select the very best in the area. Our chef is local, Isaac Saavedra. He's born in the jungle, and the magic that he creates, he's pretty much an alchemist, I dare to say. So our travelers also celebrate our food as one of the most authentic and iconic that they've had in their travels. It is a full board rate, so all the meals are included together with all the house wines, with lunch and dinner, house cocktails, local beers, and the best natural juices and mocktails around. Same as with all the activities. And that's going to happen here in the Pacaya Samiria National Reserve, the jungle of mirrors, that we're going to be doing year round. We have the high water season, pretty much winter and spring of Northern Hemisphere, January up until June. Now it keeps on shifting because of the water levels. It's an outstanding season because with the floods that go up to the canopies, we're able to go so much deeper and get to places that normally you couldn't get to walking. To be in a lagoon in the middle of the forest, surrounded by dolphins, and the macaws flying nearby, and then maybe a turtle coming up to say hi, listening to all of its beauty in such a remote, pristine destination. It's really special. By being high water, you're closer to the canopy, therefore closer to the animals, so you'll be able to see the sloth and the monkeys jumping around a bit closer. During low water season, July up until December, you can be more active. We can do more hikes. You can do maybe a beach mud treatment during the lowest of the water, and perhaps we can spot giant river otters as well. So it really is a year-round destination, and send those snowbirds down. All the activities are going to be happening on board our skiffs. On board the Delfin 1, and Delfin 2, we have them good for 10 passengers, and on the Delfin 3, they're good for 15 passengers. And this is why we're here, to see all the beauty of the wildlife, the sloths, over 12 species of monkeys. We have 2 of dolphins and over 400 of birds, several reptiles. We can go on and on. This is truly one of the most biodiverse places in the world, and we get to explore them all throughout the day. From bird watching, break of dawn, that moment is magical when we go into the creeks and you have the hundreds of birds picking up in front of you, to our hikes through the forest. Nighttime is when you turn up the volume of the jungle and you get to see species that only come out at night. It's pretty special. Getting to know Carola, a shaman that is a medicinal healer. Remember, this is the pharmacy of the world. So to get to learn from her about the plants that, save lives and cure all throughout the year, then that's very special. Fishing, paddleboarding, kayaking. We do catch and release, of course. But then meeting the locals, getting to know the ladies of the villages, getting to see how they make their baskets and their goodies that Lizzie designed with them when we first started the company. That's the human connection that people really long for and that they get and surpass over here. The Delfin One is going to offer a very exclusive experience where Lizzie dreamt of having breakfast in the jungle. And so she had built this floating structure in the middle of a lagoon in a private reserve. And so that's a big perk for the Delfin One travelers. Now, at the end of the program, before we drop them off at the airport, we're going to be making two stops. We're going to visit a place very special with stingless bees. Over there, our good friend Adriano, he has developed these hives that our travelers get to see up close. They get to see all these bees that are harmless. And so to admire the architecture and the engineering of these species is pretty special. He gets to sell us these hives and we get to gift them to a few of the communities that we work with. And so that's a great way for the local villagers to have over-pollination for their crops and to have access to honey and all without having to cut trees. So that's very special. And then we're now also visiting this very special place. It's the Amazon Research Center of Tropical Fishes. And so here you'll get to be up close to a paiche, be up close to a manta ray. I didn't know we had manta rays up until not too long. And that's where the Shipi Bokonyo art comes from. That's a very special place. So you'll get to learn a little bit more before you get dropped off at the airport with your lunchbox there. We always like to remind travelers to pack with a purpose, bring a little something from toothbrushes to school supplies. If they fit in a Ziploc in your bag, you will feel very grateful that we reminded you too. Of course, there are more gifting opportunities on board if they would like to do that or after the trip, but it's always a great feel to give back, especially when you get to meet them and all. Now, when it comes to children, recommended age on the Delfin 3 is 7 years as always, but a few months ago we did an update for the Delfin 1. So we want travelers to feel, that exclusivity and that peace of mind of being relaxed in such a small vessel with only 4 rooms. So we have increased that age to 10 years old. But we know that kids, it's big from experience, when they get together, their energy amps up. And so we have increased that policy to 12 years old when we have 2 kids or more, just so it's more of a relaxed environment there. Believe me, they're going to have an outstanding experience. Of course, our guides are they're all fathers. They all love interacting with the kids and putting them under the wing. They're going to be learning so much. We have special activities designed for them. And to see the parents just be so joyful and grateful for their kids to be learning firsthand about the Amazon biodiversity conservation, but also connecting with the older kids. Even if they don't speak the same language, they get to connect and they get to reflect about their lives. And so that's something we're very proud of, especially as a family-owned company. Now, a little token at the end, we have developed a Nauta collection. This was developed by Juliana Machiavello, daughter of Aldo and Lisi. Both of their daughters are fashion designers, and we had the privilege of having Juliana develop this line for us. So our travelers are going to find these items in the boutique. We're also working on a website to sell them beforehand, but once they're on board, they will definitely find them nowadays. Now, as I said, over these 20 years, we have really, this is our home. We really want to take care of it. So we have done a series of different sustainability efforts in a very organic way. Lisi was working with the ladies, connecting with them even before we started cruising. While Alda was building the first boat, she met up with 7 of them and recognized the beauty in their art and how they can make all these beautiful items. And so they designed this line of butterflies and birds and all these wildlife creatures. And we've been buying them from them and then showcasing them on board to inspire travelers to do the same when they visit the villages. Lizzie has built over 7 markets in different villages for them. And that's something that we couldn't be more proud of. The opportunity for them to, take care of their families has been great. We've also had a Chonta project. Chonta means heart of palm. That it was a great initiative where we would gift the palm trees to the local producer. And so they would accelerate the reforestation process. We've also had a garden running, which was an educational program, and that we did with the local high school and the CERNAMP and the local authorities. It does get flooded half time of the year, so we're on the works of bringing it back as soon as water comes down again. But it's a great way to give education and also supply to our restaurant and to the vessels. I already mentioned the Stingless Bee project. Gabby will be diving into the pink conservation program, pink dolphin conservation program. And then we've also been working all these years with the Tarikaya turtle release program that CERNAMP, the local authorities, has been running on these former endangered species, not anymore, but we're still very happy to have helped with that. Now, Gabby, this is where she comes in. After all of these years of what we've been doing, we really wanted to make it formal and stronger, and that's where she comes in with the program she's developed, BioRest, and the beautiful endeavor she's done. So I pass the baton, and yeah, Gabby, join us. Unmute you.
Yes. Hi. I was trying to share. So hi, hello everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I feel the love from the Delfin Amazon, and I'm really glad to be part of it. So just a little recap of what you need. Really nice introduction. I love you, sis. I come from. I've been in the field in the conservation field for over 30 years. And looking at the Amazon, it just made me vibrate, really. Conservation, nowadays, we're facing 3 major world crises. And the call is now for companies, private companies like us, like Delfin Amazon Cruises, to get in and to help and to lead also conservation projects. It's something that is there's a call, but not many enterprises or businesses are jumping in. So I'm really proud that Delfin is taking this very into its heart, and as a vision to the future, is making it the part of Delfin that is going to be going hand by hand with the native communities. So we are ready. We started last year, July of 2025. It was our start of this restoration and rescue program to work together with the local communities that they have trusted us for these 20 years. So and I'm Ine, can you go to the next one? Yes. So, like Ines mentioned, we have Delfin has been working for 20 years together with that passion to protect the environment, to ensure that all the communities that we are supporting their well-being. And it has been marvelous because it has been an organic thing. It didn't have a label like sustainability label, but it was sustainability all from the heart. So to make things more formal, to measure, to have a plan to see how can we reduce our impact. Last year, we started, actually, we started talking with Liz in late 2024. And the question was like, how can we go farther? How can Delfin go farther in our work here in the region? So we discussed, we traveled together, and I saw so many things that could be done. So we talked with Lizzie and we prepared this plan to have. Ines mentioned that I got my background. I worked for 13 years and I was part for 18 years, part of a botanic garden. So the heart of conservation, conserving the rainforest, conserving the species, restoring the land is based on plants. We can't live without plants, right? So the focus of our work is being put on into the BioRest program that I'm going to be telling you a little bit in a few seconds. So in 2025, we assess the work that we were doing, and we plan as a continued work to improve the strategy. And also an important element was that the Relais and Chateau mission, that as you will know, we are part of the Relais and Chateau and the UNESCO Alliance, and they have launched in late 2024 the 12 commitments to sustainability. So we are making sure that we are following those commitments, and we are happy to establish the BioRest program last year. So what we have for the future, and this BioRest program, it's a long-term program. So as you will know, restoration doesn't happen from one day to another, from one month to another, but it happens into years. And when we proposed this invitation to the local communities, we said, we want to save your forests for the future, for your children, your grandchildren, and your great-great-grandchildren, right? So they become part of this, and this is a collaborative effort between native communities and Delfin. They are providing all that knowledge that they have, ancient knowledge that they have about the forest, and we are providing the technical knowledge, the scientific knowledge to combat and to combat, yes, those three crises that I'm gonna be telling you a little bit more. So next one. So I mentioned we are aligned. We have our framework with Relais and Chateau, and we are aligned with the United Nations Glasgow Climate Commitment for Tourism. And when we put these things together, we see that there are many things that overlap. So we are focused in measuring our impact to write our roadmap to decarbonization. We are focused in biodiversity conservation, which we also integrate into our operations and our programs and for example, our cuisine, gastronomy. We have to talk about that. We cannot offer what we offer without that regional richness that we have and that we need to protect as well. And also we need to regenerate. We need to collaborate, develop these alliances with other institutions and enterprises as well. And also we have to look into the well-being of the communities. Next one. So we have our programs. There's so much to do, but we have to focus in some of the programs. I'm going to be talking about the BioRest program, our carbon footprint program. It's going to be, we started already at the beginning of the year. We are measuring with each of the departments that are part of our operations, from logistics, from the cruises operations, from transportation, from A&B, from hospitality, and we are measuring and looking at where are our most impact to see a strategy how to reduce it. So if we don't measure, we cannot reduce it. So that's what we're developing. By June of this year, we have the commitment to have our first time our carbon footprint measured. So we will share that with you. We're going to be talking about the citizen science, different projects that we have, and what we call is the citizen or community science, because it's not only our guests that come and are going to be helping to take data, but it's the community, it's the Delfin community, also the local communities that are going to be joining, taking these important data. And then we also have, as a community or citizen science projects, that a commitment to record flora and fauna within the National Reserve, the Pacaya Samira National Reserve. And we have had really good conversations with local allies that we're going to be sharing with you. So next one. So just to mention the pink dolphin research, that because we're going to be celebrating, I don't know if any of your clients are going to be present this April. We have been working with Dr. Joanna Alfaro for almost 8 years now, and she runs this nonprofit in Peru. It's called Pro Delfinus, and she has been doing pink dolphin research. With our support, she has been able to follow these dolphins with satellite devices to record their home range. So it's amazing. Every time she comes on board, she shares that passion and that information with our guests. And starting this event in April, and there's another one in the fall. We're going to be interacting with all our guests, and we are training our guides to follow protocols of this census, of this population census. So it's going to be really fun to be on board. And again, will contribute to the knowledge of these key species of the Pacaya Samira Reserve. So what we have been working also since last year, and this year it's going to be our second training, since with me coordinating all this, but we had our training last year, in 3 or 4 natural history components for our guides. And we're happy to say that all of our guides are now certified by the Save the Children certification, looking at the importance of the not governance, but the safeguarding of Native communities, children, women, and the elderly. So we take care of every visit. We make sure that we follow international guidelines, and to protect not only the people of the Amazon, but also the fauna of the Amazon, the animals. So we have been through different trainings with our team, and we are excited to share that with you. The next one, please. So BioRest, as I mentioned, and we can go to the next one. It's a voluntary program. We are excited to have launched this, and as I mentioned, when we came to these 3 communities in the Marañón River, that we have been working for some of them we have 12 years, another 10 years, another 8 years of relationship and trust. They really accept this. Like, I was very surprised because I have worked in other different regions in Peru, and just getting close to the community, like they open their hearts and they open their minds to this program, and they jump in, and we have 6 families in each of the communities, a total of 18 families that are part of the program. We have planted already near 1,800 plants, all native plants and all useful native plants that will help them in their economy, but also in their a nutritional way, like they're going to serve as food, as medicine, as ingredients for their artisan work, like fibers or pigments. And also, we're going to be doing protecting some endangered species that we're going to be sharing with you. And we're going to be saving also our restoring some species habitat. Um, Also, one of the things that because this is also growing and having different layers as we go, we just added a fifth element. So biocommerce is very important to for the local communities. Not only they are having all these plans to cover their the basic needs, but also we can look into improving their economy. If they have an extra value, some species that will have an extra value for their economy. So overall, we are creating this restoration corridor connecting three communities in the Marañón River and creating this space where we are increasing biodiversity. So it's going to be it is a biodiversity positive program, and it's being developed with the communities. So we are really excited of the results. Next one. And this is, I shouldn't say the results because this is just the beginning. We just saw in the seed for the future to come. So this is about what we're doing. Next one. So one of the things that we are committed to as well is the capacity development or strengthening the knowledge of the local people. We had a training for avitourism, direct specifically for women. So we have a call for women in the BioRest communities and ask who wants to join and who would like to become a guide or a park ranger or a biologist or a forestry engineer. And we received a really, really nice echo, and we had really an excellent time developing this program that we see also the seed for future women leading bird programs there. Next one. And just closing, this is some images of what we are doing. I mentioned that the BioRest program has different layers. And what we're doing now, we just finished this workshop about seed banking. Yes, you heard it. Seed banking is so important. We cannot do restoration if we don't have the genetic resources to do it. So we are creating this network to create this seed banking throughout the different communities. So this is just a little window of what we are doing. And these also are the stories for your clients. These are the elements that will be strengthening our mission, our vision in the coming years. And that will be it.
Gabby, thank you so much. I'm so proud, so proud of everything that you've been doing to see your commitment. Guys, she's in the jungle, staying in days for days with the local villagers. Of course, strengthening our human links, right, with them, and all. It's just a beauty to see. That is, like you say, we're just planting the seeds right now. This is just the very beginning. This is not a project. This is a program. This is indefinitely the amount of resources and goods that we're going to be giving back is just unmeasurable. So thank you again for everything. Just to wrap it up from my side, as you know, last year we did rebranding. Reformulating our promise, right? But it's the same essence as always, but just a different look. So we have the new website, we have our resource library where we can access all of our files and all, and we have all of the accolades that mean a little bit extra to us. You know, those Condé Nast, those Travel and Leisure, very often we're the single, family-owned, single destination companies amongst international titans, giants. So it means a little bit extra for us, and for that we appreciate your support. Well, thank you so much. I think that we've covered a lot. Of course, if you have any questions, please do let us know. But thank you for your time and welcome aboard. We're looking forward to taking care of your travelers here with us pretty soon. Take care.